8 out of 10 men who fast consistently never burn a single gram of visceral fat before noon. Not because fasting doesn't work, not because they're breaking it too early, because something they do every morning, before the fast even has a chance, flips one switch that tells their body to lock visceral fat down and burn muscle instead. And the worst part? It feels productive. It feels like part of the routine. You'd never suspect it because it has nothing to do with food. No new supplements, no earlier wake-up, no extra fasting hours. Just one morning habit moved or removed, and the fat your body's been protecting finally loses its bodyguard. After this, your mornings will never feel innocent again. So let me walk you through what's actually happening inside your body between the moment you open your eyes and the moment you eat. Because once you see this, you'll understand exactly why some guys fast for months and their belly doesn't move, while other guys fast the same hours and their visceral fat just melts. And it all starts with a window most people don't even know they have. When you wake up after sleeping, let's say you haven't eaten for 10, maybe 12 hours, your body is already in a specific metabolic state. Cortisol is naturally elevated. That's not a bad thing. Morning cortisol is your body's ignition key. It's what gets you moving, gets your brain online, gets your energy systems fired up. But here's the part nobody talks about. That morning cortisol spike isn't just waking you up, it's also unlocking your fat stores. Specifically, visceral fat. The deep belly fat that wraps around your organs. The kind that doesn't care about crunches or calorie counting. For a brief window, roughly the first 90 to 120 minutes after waking, your body is primed to pull energy from visceral fat. Hormones are aligned. Insulin is low. Growth hormone is still elevated from your sleep cycle. It's like your body opened a vault, and the fat inside is exposed. This is the golden window, and most men slam it shut before they even realize it was open. Now, here's where I need you to be honest with yourself. What's the first thing you do when you wake up? Not eat, you're fasting, I know. But what do? You check your phone, you read the news, you open that group chat, you see a work email that already annoys you. Maybe you check your portfolio and crypto's down again. Maybe you scroll through comments that stress you out before your feet even hit the floor. And right there, before breakfast, before coffee, before anything touches your lips, you just told your body to protect your visceral fat. I know because I did this for 2 years straight, fasted like a machine, trained hard, tracked my meals, and my belly fat didn't care. It wasn't until I looked at what I was doing before I ate, not what I was eating, that I found the leak. Here's why. When you experience psychological stress, even low-grade stress like a frustrating headline or an email you're dreading, your brain doesn't distinguish between that and a physical threat. It sends the same signal, and that signal extends your cortisol spike beyond its natural window. Now remember what I said, morning cortisol is good, it's the ignition key, but cortisol that stays elevated past that natural window, that's a completely different animal. When cortisol stays high and gets amplified by stress, it does two things that destroy your fasting results. First, it signals your body to hold visceral fat as a protective energy reserve. Your body thinks danger is coming, so it locks down the deepest, most calorie-dense fat you have. It's not going to burn its emergency savings account when it thinks a crisis is happening. Second, and this is the part that should bother you, it starts breaking down muscle for quick energy instead. Your body says, I need fuel now, but I'm keeping the deep reserves safe. So it goes after your lean tissue, the muscle you trained for, the tissue that actually keeps your metabolism running. So let me say that clearly. You wake up, you pick up your phone, you absorb stress, and your body responds by protecting fat and eating muscle. And you thought your morning was harmless because you didn't eat anything. Sound familiar? Now, before you throw your phone in a drawer and go full monk mode, relax. That's not the Kong lifestyle. I'm not saying screens are evil or that you need to meditate on a mountain at sunrise. But here's what I need you to understand. There's a difference between waking up and easing into your day versus waking up and immediately triggering a stress cascade that your body reads as a survival situation. And this is where it gets really specific. Because the stress doesn't just affect your mood. It directly blocks a process called lipolysis, which is just a fancy word for your body actually breaking fat molecules apart so they can be used as fuel. Think of lipolysis like a demolition crew. When conditions are right, low insulin, moderate cortisol, elevated growth hormone, the crew shows up at your visceral fat, breaks it apart, and hauls it off to be burned. That process is already happening when you wake up. The crew is already on site. But when you add stress-driven cortisol on top of the natural morning spike, it's like someone calling the demolition crew and saying, "Stand down. new orders. Protect this building. The fat stays, the crew leaves, and your body goes looking for easier targets, your muscle. This is why some guys fast 20 hours a day and still carry a belly. It's not the fasting window that's broken, it's the first 60 minutes of it. The fix took me a while to accept, because it's so simple, it almost feels like it can't be the answer. And honestly, that's the frustrating part. You'll realize you've been sabotaging something that was already working. The first 60 to 90 minutes after waking, your only job is to not add stress to the cortisol that's already there. That's it. Let the natural spike do its job. Let it unlock the fat. Let the demolition crew work. That means the phone stays off, or at least the inbox, the news, and the group chats stay closed. Not forever, just for that first window. What can you do instead? Walk, stretch, drink water, have your black coffee. That's fine. Caffeine actually supports lipolysis in moderate amounts. Breathe some fresh air. Do something low stimulation that doesn't force your brain into reactive mode. You're not adding anything to your routine. You're subtracting the one thing that was blocking a process your body already wanted to run. Let me say that again because it matters. Your body was already trying to burn visceral fat. Every single morning. You were just getting in the way, not with food, but with stress you didn't even recognize as stress. Now, if this were just about one bad morning, I'd say no big deal, shake it off, do better tomorrow. But your body is smarter than that. Visceral fat responds to patterns. When your body encounters that same stress spike every morning, it learns. It adapts. It gets better at protecting that fat because it starts expecting danger every day at the same time. So the guy who scrolls his phone every morning at 6 a.m. isn't just blocking one fat-burning window. He's training his body to be better at storing visceral fat long-term. It becomes a pattern. The body says, every morning stress comes. Every morning I protect the reserves. But flip that pattern, even for a week, and the body starts learning the opposite. Morning is safe, no threat, release the fat. This is hormonal reconditioning. And it doesn't require a single change to what you eat, how long you fast, or how hard you train. Knowing the mistake is one part. Actually building a morning and fasting routine where every piece works together. That's where most guys stall. So I put together a complete system that keeps you locked in day by day. It's in the pinned comment. And if this kind of breakdown is clicking for you, subscribe because every video here is built to fix one specific thing that's holding your fat loss back. Now, I know some of you are thinking, okay Kong, but I have to check my phone. I have a job. I have responsibilities. I get it. I'm not living in a fantasy. But let me ask you this, do you really need to check it in the first 5 minutes? Can it wait until minute 60? Because that's all we're talking about here. 60 minutes. 1 hour where you protect the window that your body already opened for you. And if 60 feels like too much, start with 30. Even 30 minutes of low stimulation waking can measurably change how your body processes visceral fat during your fast. This isn't all or nothing. It's just stop pouring stress into the one moment when your body is most ready to burn. Let me tie this all together. Your fast is working. The hours you're putting in are building something real. But every morning before you eat, before you even think about food, there's a window where your body is standing in front of visceral fat with a blowtorch ready to go. And right now, most of you are handing it a fire extinguisher instead. Put the phone down, give your body 60 quiet minutes, and let the fast do what it was already trying to do. Because once you fix this, you're not just fasting anymore. You're fasting with every system working in the same direction. And that's when the belly fat that hasn't moved in months finally starts to go. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. This is based on research and experience, but always check with a healthcare professional before making big changes to your routine. Kong wants you healthy, not reckless.